Okay, setting up your laptop to your SmartBoard, including a document camera. There are some pieces you need. Obviously you need a piece of furniture. In this case we're just using a double desk. You need power, so we've run an extension cord with power. We'll deal with the cord management later. We have the teacher laptop with power. We have an extra VGA cord that we're going to need to plug into the document camera. We have the document camera and its power source. And we also have some zip ties which will come in handy for cord management. Some other cords you will need to set up your SmartBoard are the VGA cord. In this case we have VGA with sound. If you do not have this cord, you can contact the technology department or your principal and have them contact us so we can get this for you. These newer ones are really nice because they have labels on them, to source and to display. That's really going to help you know which side to plug in, either to your SmartBoard or to your computer. The other cord you will need is a USB cord. It's extremely long though, because you want it to be able to get from the SmartBoard across to your laptop, which is this end here. Of course you need power, and last but not least you will want an Ethernet cord. Even though we have wireless, you're still going to want to hardwire in your laptop for the most part. So here's the junction box at your SmartBoard. Some rooms have a different looking junction box, but they still have all the same ports. Here we have VGA going into the computer here. Again, this cord happens to say to display. You can use HDMI, but I will tell you that the teacher laptops need an adapter to do that. Okay, down here we have audio and we have USB. So let's go ahead and plug in. We've got our VGA in. Let's plug in USB. Got that. And then on your VGA cord, the ones that came with the SmartBoard, we have the audio. So there we go. Those are the three main components to this junction box. So here's our amp. In some rooms it's located below the SmartBoard, in other rooms it's above. This is your standard amp where all of your sound components are coming through. You have power on this side with volume switches, so make sure you take note of the microphones as well as the computer volume here. In the back, all of this has been wired for you, so when you put your audio in from your computer, here it goes through and is already set in back here, so you're good there. The next thing we need to think about is Ethernet. I'm going to plug that in. Ethernet, and of course power. Okay, so here I have just taken some twisty ties and tied my cords together just to get an idea of how much space I have over to my furniture. And in this case I have the USB and VGA that I'm going to throw over here. Again, plug everything in and then go back and deal with the cords. Okay, so up here we have our computer with power. That needs to be plugged in. We have the document camera with power. Go ahead and plug that in. Okay, now I have power to both my laptop and to my document camera. In this case, we are going to use the document camera as a switch box. We are going to use the buttons PC and camera to toggle back and forth between the laptop displaying on the projector and the camera or whatever's under the document camera displaying on the projector. This is the side of the AverVision document camera. We have a VGA out and a VGA in. What's coming into the camera is actually your laptop display. So I'm going to plug in my extra VGA cord into the in here and into the laptop on the other side. I'll show you that next. Okay, so our VGA cord is going into the document camera, and if we follow this through, it's coming around and it's coming out of the laptop. So the laptop is essentially going from here over into the document camera. Now how we get the document camera and the laptop to display on our projector is to take the cord that's coming off of the junction box off the SmartBoard, going under your table here, and this plugs in to the other port, which is the VGA out. Okay, so our VGA out is coming out of the document camera. one thing we have to remember about this cord is that we have an audio. The audio is coming from the laptop. So you have to locate on the side of your teacher laptop. There'll be a microphone and a speaker. And you want the speaker. I'm going to plug that in there. And now the audio from your laptop will play through the front row system. Okay, 2 more cords for our SmartBoard setup. The first one is the USB cord that's coming from the junction box off of the hub up there. Comes down on the floor under your desk and can be plugged into any of the USB ports on your teacher station. Okay, the last piece is the Ethernet cord. In this case, I've run it across the floor. I've used the table here to keep it up off the ground, and then I'm going to plug it in on the side of the teacher laptop. So we have VGA here. We have VGA to the laptop. So this is to the SmartBoard. This is to the laptop. We have power. That's the document camera. Here on the laptop, we have Ethernet for our internet connection. We have audio coming off the VGA cord. So that's connected over here. We have power. That's very important. We have the USB to the SmartBoard. And here is our VGA coming out of the laptop and going into the document camera over here. Okay, I've turned on the SmartBoard. I've toggled through the inputs with this button so you can see the different sources. In this case, we have HDMI, composite, and VGA. You want VGA 1. Some of you will have VGA 1 and 2, and some of you only have VGA 1. You want VGA 1 when it comes to setting up your laptop. Okay, so right now we are displaying the camera. If I wanted to go to something external, like an external composite DVD player, I could hit composite. It'll toggle over. And it's actually using whatever I have plugged into these composite connections here. So in this case, in this classroom, we're using a VHS DVD combo, and it's plugged right into the composite connections here. So I'm going to toggle back using the input button, back to VGA. And I'm on computer. The reason I'm on computer, or the laptop right now, is because on my document camera, I have it set to PC. If I were to toggle over to camera, it would then display whatever worksheet or document you have under your document camera. More than likely, you will need something else plugged into your laptop, such as a printer or maybe a Renaissance receiver. In this case, we have a Renaissance receiver, so I'm going to set that here on the desk and find an open USB port and plug that in. And we are set, and we have power. If you want to use the AP Vision or the AverVision software on your laptop, you will need one more cord. And that's just another standard USB. So I'm going to plug it into the back of my document camera and then find an open port and plug it into my laptop. I know cable management is kind of a headache for all of us. We don't have a great piece of furniture. In this case, it's a student desk. So there's not a lot of places to hide the wires. But what I have done is zip tied any extra slack I have so that these aren't getting caught on kids' backpacks or their feet, that kind of thing when they're walking by. Another thing I found on Pinterest were these binder clip ideas where we put a binder clip on the desk and then take the metal piece off, run all the wires through here, put the metal piece back on. And this way, when you disconnect either for security or to take it home, the wires are just waiting for you the next day to plug back in. Over here, I have run all the wires from the SmartBoard to the desk, laid them as flat as possible on the ground, and then covered them with the Velcro safety tape stuff. Some teachers prefer to zip tie their cords to the desk. That's just another layer of protection against tripping.